Hi, I'm Natalie, host of the Fertility podcast, and I just want to tell you a bit about what the Fertility podcast can do for you. Basically, I've got an A to Z of topics that you are going to want to know about if you're trying to understand more about your fertility, to work out what you might need to do next, and also think about some of the questions that you might be needing to ask if you've started having consultations. So, the Fertility podcast, just to explain, is something that I created once successfully pregnant after having ICSI treatment, which is not IVF. It's a different type of fertility treatment needed when the reason that you can't conceive naturally is due to male factor. That in itself has created a whole conversation about male fertility, which I'll tell you about in another video. But the Fertility podcast is something I created once successfully pregnant because I couldn't find the kind of information that I wanted to know about. And so for the last 6 years, I've been talking to people willing to share their stories, as well as all sorts of different experts, from holistic experts to people who specialize in things like adenomyosis, PCOS, all sorts of different issues that you might find your GP doesn't quite know how to diagnose, because we know that a lot of these things go undiagnosed for years. I also talk to fertility nutritionists, acupuncturists, reflexologists, if you're thinking about adding holistic treatments into the mix, to make sure that you know how they can help and what you should be looking for when you're thinking about working with a specialist. The thing about a podcast is this information about your fertile health can be quite overwhelming when you're just reading pages and pages of text, or maybe you're in a forum somewhere and you're asking questions and there's all sorts of information coming from different directions, because we are all so unique, and what might work for someone that you're chatting with online might not work for you. So what I hope from the Fertility podcast is that you get credible, evidence-based conversations that will help you know what to do next.